and sisters, this is Brother West. This is Brother West coming to you, and I have a direct word. I have a direct word for someone, and this message, no music, nothing like that. This message might be 2 to 3 minutes, however long it takes me for God to speak through me concerning where you are and give you clarity. And in that giving you clarity, give you understanding. And what I will say is, I will say that many of you, if I can say this, it's like you're caught. It's like you're caught. It's like you're caught. It's like you're stuck in 2 places at one time. And if I can explain this, now listen to this. I'm going to give you an example. And in this example, the revelation of what God spoke to me is from this example that I'm going to give. And it's a basic example. It's a simple example. The example of, now you look at like I noticed the last, I guess a few weeks. I noticed the last few weeks that the temperature began to change a little bit. The last few weeks, the temperatures began to change. I noticed that, and which caused me to put on some clothes to protect myself. Because you notice that when the weather changes, and when the season changes, what happens, your body has to adjust, especially when you're going from summer to fall. Especially when you're going to summer to fall. Because what happens is the elements or season change, the elements change. And so you have to prepare for it becoming colder. And so what happens also, you have to be careful, even with a temperature change, with the temperature changing, where you're accustomed to wearing what was familiar, with the familiar temperature, where maybe the season that you're in was warm, but now you're going into a season where it's going to be cold. But before it gets cold, it's going to get cool. And what that means when it's getting cool is preparing your body, it's preparing your temperature to be able to prepare for the temperature when it changes. But when temperature changes abruptly, it shocks your body. And so, and the revelation behind what God is doing to many of you, you're in between seasons. You're in between seasons, and what's happening is that the adjustment of the season has caused your body. It's caused certain things in you to adjust. It's causing certain things in you to battle a certain way. Because the reason why, because you're going into something new. Your body, your mentally, emotion, you'll be prepared for a new battle, for a new blessing, for a new breakthrough. And so that's why. And so the things that you're going through, the adjustments, the uncertainties, the hurts, the pressure, the warfare, what it is that your body's rejecting, or your body's responding to a new temperature, a new dimension, a new element. See, what happens also when there's a temperature change, it's a new element. When you go from one season to the next, you're dealing with a new element. And so it's interesting, because when you're in the midst of a season change, also oftentimes there's some days that'll be hot, and there's some days that'll be cold. Oftentimes, usually at night it gets cold, and in the morning it's cold, but when the sun comes up, then it warms up and it becomes comfortable. So what's happening spiritually, many of you, you're in between seasons. You're in between new dimensions. You're in between a new element. You're in between a new temperature, a new atmosphere. And so you're in between. And so what's happening, your body, mentally, emotionally, certain things are fighting, certain things are not accustomed to feeling or dealing with the elements. And so there has to be an adjustment. There has to be an adjustment period. And so this is what's happening. There's an adjustment. God is adjusting you. God is adjusting your mind. God is adjusting your understanding. God is adjusting things that it can see. it's almost like when you wear glasses or you go to the store and you get some glasses, you go through all that, then you have the proper glasses that adjust your eyes wherein you'll be able to see 2020. And so this is what's happening. This is what's happening with the temperature change, where you're in between seasons, where you're between changing, in between the transformation. What's happening, God is preparing your lenses, and God is preparing your vision, and He's preparing your focus. Hope this word has blessed you, and hope you receive this word. But this is the true word. It is, you're going through a temperature change. You're going through an element change. You're going through a season change. You're in between seasons where your body, your mentally, your spirit man is adjusting. You're adjusting to the new warfare, the new place, the new element. And so that's what's happening. And when you go from hot to cold, what happens? You put on a coat. You put on something that's going to protect you from the elements. And so what's happening, God is putting upon you, God is preparing you faith. And faith is the jacket that will protect you from the elements, the different changes, the fiery dots that come your way. God bless you.